Which is more powerful, the fear of failure or the impact of regret? Would you rather face your fears and chase the dream that you've always had, or sit back and watch others do the things you could only dream of? These are the questions asked for the first 5 episodes of A Place Further Than the Universe. And it was this anime, and more specifically these questions, that inspired me to begin making content. It revealed to me that deep down, I was too afraid to start pursuing my dreams. Nobody wants to think that of themselves, at least I didn't, but despite what I thought, my actions, or rather inaction, proved otherwise.
怖くなった？ほら、私いつもそうじゃん。
If I really was as passionate about my dreams as I wanted to be, why wasn't I pursuing them? Well, I was in college, I had schoolwork and essays and finals and class, but then why wasn't I passionate enough to get those finished so I could have time to pursue streaming and making videos? Well, it wouldn't even be enough time if I did. At least that's what I thought. And even if that was the case, then why wasn't I at least trying? And the answer was, I was afraid. I was afraid that it wouldn't matter. I was afraid that it would end up being a waste of time. Ultimately, I was afraid that I would fail.
やっぱり無理だとか、友達に止められたとか、怖くなったとか。
But if I didn't do it then, would I ever do it at all? The show follows Mari Tamaki, a Japanese high school student, as she enters her second year and challenges herself to make the most out of her youth. This challenge is one that she struggles with during the first episode. She even attempts to go on an adventure, a journey that ends before beginning, when she's overcome with fear and gives up. She returns to her best friend, Megumi Takahashi, and tells her about her fear and why she returned, and Megumi agrees. She encourages her and tells her that she did the right thing. Shirase, on the other hand, is a similarly aged high school student who is dead set on going to Antarctica. Mari and Shirase meet through sheer coincidence, and it's clear that Mari has the imagination and desire to go on an adventure, but she lacks the guts, while Shirase has a cold stubbornness to her, and she's partially blinded by her willpower. Shirase tells Mari about her plan to travel to Antarctica, and Mari asks her the question that she's heard a million times before.
南極に行けるの？みんなそういう。
This question is a result of the pessimism that Mari has been surrounded by until now. Eventually, Mari encourages Shirase, telling her that she can do it despite what everyone says. Mari says,
私、あなたのこと応援してる。え？私ね、高校に入ったら何かしようって思ってた。今までしたことないこととか、なんかすごいこととか。でも、何もできなくて、いざとなると怖くなってやめちゃって。
Shirase responds with a simple question.
じゃあ、一緒に行く？
And for the first time, Mari is faced with a real opportunity, and she doesn't give a response. Later, she tells Shirase,
嫌になったんじゃないよ。ただ失敗したくない。やっぱりやめとけよかったって思いたくない。言ってよかった。しらせちゃんの計画に乗ってよかったって思いたい。
This is the mindset that she battles for the next 4 episodes. Would she rather risk failure or live with regret? Is she going to live like her friend Megumi, or is she going to follow Shirase?
毎日見ている景色が目まぐるしく変わっていって。
I think that in reality, there are not a lot of Megumis in the world. I don't think there are a lot of people who will tell us that we can't do something. Rather, I think we all have a bit of Mari and Megumi in us, and we end up being our own Megumi. We tell ourselves that failing is scarier than trying, and we discourage ourselves and find excuses to mask our fear. We're not afraid, we just don't have the time or resources. But in reality, we truly are just afraid. Through the next few episodes, Mari and her new friend face discouragement after discouragement, and they overcome it every time. They meet new friends and face new challenges, inching closer and closer to Antarctica. Throughout all of these challenges, Megumi continues telling Mari, don't work too hard or you'll be disappointed when you fail. Something I think we've all told ourselves. However, Mari's response slowly changes from one of disappointment to one of determination. By the time episode 5 rolls around, it's official. Mari, Shirase, and their two friends Hinata and Yuzuki are going to Antarctica. Megumi tells Mari that people are starting to say mean things about Mari and her friends around the school, claiming that Mari is too full of herself, and Mari simply brushes it off, deciding to move forward regardless of what people think. I had said something earlier that I don't think that there are a lot of Megumis in the world, but that doesn't mean there aren't some. There are people who will not understand your goal or dream and will try to discourage you because they don't have the same determination that you do. And if your dream truly is special, then you have to be dedicated enough to your goal that you aren't concerned about what people say. A Place Further Than the Universe is the title given to Antarctica in a book written by Shirase's mom. But thematically, Antarctica represents a goal, a dream, an adventure. So naturally, A Place Further Than the Universe is actually the title given to the viewer's dream. And these episodes represent the acceptance and embracing of fear. The fear that comes naturally with adventure. You can prepare and you can plan and practice in an attempt to put yourself in the best position possible to chase your dream, but at some point you will reach the moment where you have to commit to it. You have to accept the fear you're facing and push through it. You need to take your first step into a world without any of the things you usually rely on, where you don't know what lies around every corner. And it's scary. And if you don't take that step the moment you're given the opportunity to, you may never wind up doing it. You will always have reasons to not chase your dreams. That's just life. But dreams become reality when you push through and pursue them despite the reasons you may have. At the conclusion of episode 5, Megumi approaches Mari as she's leaving for Japan to begin her journey to Antarctica, and Megumi tells her that she started the rumors about her. It was clear that Megumi was too afraid to do anything like Mari and her friends, so she wanted to sabotage their attempts, but they still found a way. Megumi admits that she relied on Mari to feel like she was important. The girls go their separate ways, and the episode leaves you with this.
私たちは踏み出す。今まで頼りにしていたものが何もない世界に。右に行けば何があるのか。家はどっちの方かもわからない世界に。明日どこにいるのか、明後日どこを進んでいるか、想像できない世界に。それでも踏み出す。
So which is more powerful, the fear of failure or the impact of regret? Are we willing to live in the safety of fear and watch others do the things that we could only dream of like Megumi? Or like Mari, are we willing to face our fears and take the first step into a world without the things we usually rely on?